To buy Madden 22 coins for the 100% cheapest price on the internet with quick delivery, check out my sponsor MMOEXP by clicking the link at the top of the description and use code SWIFT at checkout for 5% off. Salsa family, and today I'm coming back at you guys with another Madden 22 video on the channel, and in today's video we're going to be showcasing what you gotta be doing in Most Feared part number 3. And boys, a couple of days ago Mr. Beast hit my DMs and he was like, "Swifty boy, do you want to save the ocean?" And of course I replied with yes. Now myself, Mr. Beast, and thousands of other YouTubers have partnered to create the biggest collaboration of all time, boys. Now the name of the project is called Team Seas, and the goal is to raise $30 million to then take 30 million pounds of plastic out of the ocean. Now I'm sure you guys have seen other YouTubers talking about this today, but if you're interested in supporting the cause, I will leave the link down below in the description. For every single dollar you donate, that's 1 pound of plastic that's literally taken out of the ocean. Now without further ado, let's get into the video, boys. I was actually not joking about Mr. Beast DMing me. He's actually in my DMs on Twitter, so I'm basically a celebrity at this point, I think. But without further ado, let's get into the first thing you guys gotta be doing. And also, I know we're trying to take 30 million pounds of plastic out of the ocean, but I think we also need to get 30 million likes on this video, so drop a like. Okay, now the first thing we're gonna be doing to make 100,000 coins in literally 5 seconds is go into our sets, go into Most Feared, going on over to Exchange, and scrolling all the way to the bottom. And now as you guys can see, there's a new set in here that was added to the game merely hours ago, and it says exchange a 90 overall collectible to get a 90 overall auctionable Most Feared hero. And if you guys have been up to date on the content on the channel, you should have this collectible in your binder, so all you gotta do is add it to the set right here and get this 90 for free. But if you guys don't have this collectible quite yet and you want to earn it really quickly, I'll leave a video linked in the description that's going to give you guys the exact steps to get this collectible and get it really fast. So yeah, all we're going to be doing right here is throwing this collectible into the set. I would recommend that you guys go put your collectible into the set if you have it, and as you guys can see, we're going to be getting a 90 overall auctionable player. I can pick any of these cards, but honestly, it doesn't really matter which one you go with, whether you want to use the card in the set or whether you want to use the card on your team or even sell them off. It doesn't really matter. All the cards are going for basically the same price. I will take Marshall Lattimore right here. He can go into any of the sets. He can also be sold off, and we are going to be selling off Marshall Lattimore for a price of around 110k and making 100k in literally 5 seconds. All I had to do was go to the set and add in a collectible. It does not get much easier than that. Now the second thing to talk about is honestly a super quick coin making method. We're going to be talking about doing these 90 overall sets, and as you guys can see, for every single 90 overall Most Feared set, the requirements are the same. There's 385s and 287s, and ideally we're going to be doing this set for a price of around 90,000 coins if possible. You're able to get a card that's going to sell for 100k after tax. You also get a power-up that sells for around 5k. Let's get into the prices really quickly and try and do one live in the video. So step 1, you guys are going to want to filter it down by the quality 84 to 85, by the program Most Feared, and then simply filter by position. As you guys can see, there's right end, there's cornerback, there's mid linebacker. There's a lot of positions to check right here, and all we're going to be doing is simply cycling through these positions and trying to find a card up for around 13k. If you find a card for 13k, that's the deal you want to take. As you guys can see, we're seeing cards for around 15k. All it takes is literally one person to post one of these cards up for a price of around 13. When you find a card at that price, buy it, and you've got some solid progress on your set. And again, you guys are going to need to get 3 of these 85s, so you're going to have to take a little bit of filtering, but 13k is the price point that you want to hit. Then next up, we're going to be getting our 87s. For these 87s, all I do is I filter it down by all offense, and I filter it down by all defense. And the price we're looking for these cards is we're hoping for around 25k for these players. That could be a little bit wishful thinking. 25k is kind of what you're looking for. There is going to be a lot of activity on these filters, so that's what I love to see. Basically, every single refresh that you take on all offense or all defense is going to be showing you guys new cards. So around 25k for your 87s, 13k for your 85s. Complete the sets, and you're going to be able to get a card that sells for around 110k. The set's going to cost you about 90k to do. Okay, now the next thing to talk about is going to be claiming some more free players. This is something that I don't want to talk about for all that long, but as you guys can see, in the Ultiverse of Terror, we now have new solo challenges, which means we can now get up to, I believe it is tier number 9, with a 90 overall end cap Most Feared hero from release number 3 or an 85 overall player. And additionally, as you guys know, every single time we get new sets in the game and new solos in the game, we get new house rules. So as you guys can see on the missions tab right here, there's a new Tug of Warlock house rules. This one honestly seems relatively fun. I believe they changed up the requirements a little bit. You're going to be getting your free player, as you guys can see, and I think it is 50 wins. Yeah, so 50 wins right here is getting you your 90, so more wins than in the past. But the way this works is if you score a touchdown, you win the game. It's like that tug of war style, so relatively fun. I would recommend you guys try it out. Solo challenges are a must. House rules are optional. Next up, let's talk about the best 90s to select. Okay, so as you guys can see, we have our 90 overall end cat hero for release number 3, and honestly, boys, the heroes were kind of an L this time. As you guys can see, we're going to open this pack up right here, and let me kind of talk through some of the players I recommend you guys consider. But to be honest, boys, there's not that many great options. We're going to fly through these cards really quickly, and then we'll talk about each of these individually. easily. So starting it off right here, we got Jordan Poyer, who's like a solid card, 89 speed. If you're looking for a strong safety, maybe consider him. Next up, we got Ryan Jensen. In my opinion, this might be the best card to go with. You get a free offensive lineman, like there's no complaining right there. He's got solid stats. He'll fill in for you at center spot, and he's going to play pretty well for you. Then Logan Ryan is the next card to consider. At free safety, again, he's going to have 89 speed, so similar to Jordan Poyer. I would say these two cards are relatively similar. If you're wanting to go safety, the cards are very, very similar, so just pick whatever position you need most. And then taking a look at these other players, Everson Griffin, do not consider him. Josh Jacobs, like, he's solid. I wouldn't really consider him. Preston Smith, I would not consider him. Keenan Allen, you can maybe take a look at. He's a solid card. And then Devin Bush, if you want to get a middle linebacker, he's got good stats, but honestly, middle linebackers are not going to be playing for me. So in my opinion, if your team's a higher overall, the best player you want to go with is probably Ryan Jensen. If your team's a lower overall, select whatever position you need most, but Ryan Jensen right here is the card we are going to be going with, and we're going to be getting like a solid center for free. No complaints from me. So yeah, those are going to be the 4 things that I'd recommend you guys do. Really, really simply, you want to claim your auctionable 90 overall player. That's an absolute must. You're also going to want to maybe try out that coin making method. It was actually working a little bit better earlier today. It's honestly not working that well right now because the 85 overall players and 87 overall players, for some reason, it feels like there's less of them up on the auction block, and the 90s have gone down in price a little bit, but nonetheless, still a solid method, still something I recommend you guys check. Then you guys also are going to want to make sure you're claiming your free 90 from solos. That's a must. Like, you got to get that card right there. No excuses. We get 2 81s for 81 plus. That kind of sucks. And then additionally, we talked about the best 90 overall player to select, and I think that is going to do it for the video, boys. Lots to talk about. Definitely a little bit of stuff to do in release number 3. I would say release number 2 probably gave us the best cards, but nonetheless, we still get some players to add to our team, and we do pick up a little bit of free coins relatively easily. So that's going to do it for me. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video, and until next time, boys, I'm out. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Peace.
2 years ago, we raised $20 million to plant 20 million trees. That's right. Literally hundreds of us influencers came together and made videos about the environment to raise money for Team Trees. And even though it's been 2 entire years, because of those videos, 2,600 trees are being planted every single day with teamtrees.org. But recently, as you can tell by where I'm standing, more and more people have wanted us to do something for the ocean, which is why we're following up Team Trees with Team Seas.
And we need your help to get 30 million pounds of plastic and trash out of the freaking ocean.
So sweet,